Yo, what the fuck's going on, guys? It's VBD bringing you some League Play Hardpoint gameplay on Standoff, and this is the game I got late last night. Nothing too fancy. What I'm doing in this video is I'm trying to get more familiar with the anchor positions. I don't know if I'm nominating myself as the anchor for my team, but just trying to get more and more accustomed to the anchor spot. So a lot of times you're not going to see me necessarily right on top of the hard point itself. Just trying to set up the spawns for my teammates and my team. So, but it's obviously the most crucial role in hardpoint. And whenever we're playing, it's always up for debate who's doing this, who's doing that. So I just the other night I said, fuck it, you know what? I'm just going to play anchor, and that'll be it. So me and Beast are in this with two other fucking randoms, and we actually start off rather slow for whatever reason. League play is always hit and miss. Sometimes you get into league play and you pretty much can play with your eyes closed, and other times you need to put your sweatbands on because you're going to be perspirating, a mile a minute. A lot of sweaties in league play, which is understandable. It's league play for a reason. Anyways, getting to the main topic of this video, and it's been a pretty huge topic on Twitter, and it's been a pretty big topic, I'm sure, pretty much everywhere. But I felt like making a video about it, so here we go. Is esports, or MLG COD in particular, should that be considered a sport? Should it be considered, up there with the rest of the sports? Baseball, basketball, football, all the contact sports. And there was a lot of people making fun of the whole, COD esports scene over the weekend, from making fun of the announcers with shirts and ties, which, by the way, I don't think is a big, I actually think it's professional. Most of these fucking people that watch these stream are fucking kids or people who probably live in their parents' basements and don't have to wear shirts and ties for a living. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing a shirt and a tie with a headset. Does it look a little strange? Maybe, but it's called being professional, faggots, so get over it. But, just making fun of, just every little thing as far as, people, sticking up for the esports scene, or, telling people or promoting people to watch the COD champs on the live stream, which, by the way, had over 400,000 live stream viewers at one point for the championship. So, pretty much killed any other stream of a live game that I know of, anyway, on the computer. So that was rather impressive for Call of Duty. And the other thing I don't get about it is why a lot of people in the Call of Duty community would be bashing anything to do with the esports community when it strictly relates to Call of Duty. I mean, if you base your channel around 90% Call of Duty, it's really not that smart of a business business plan or business idea to go and make fun of what is starting to become a very intricate part of what you post on your channel. Not necessarily competitive or professional gameplay, but Call of Duty. You kind of look like a fucking idiot. So, I mean, if you don't want to post Call of Duty and you don't like it anymore and don't want to watch the fucking shit, then don't. That's fine. But when I see people, talking shit on Call of Duty and talking shit on esports and talking shit on the MLG COD Champs stream and shit, and all they post is Call of Duty, that leads me to believe one of two things. One, you're salty as fuck because you're shit, or you're just a fucked up individual. You're not a very smart businessman, because if you're partnered and you're getting paid for putting up content on your channel, and that content is Call of Duty, and you're sitting there bashing it, you kind of look like a fucking idiot. So, but anyway, getting back to the main question, should it be considered a sport? And I'm on the fence with the whole thing. Playing video games, especially at the level that these guys are playing video games, does take an extremely well, definition of hand-eye coordination. You have to obviously have some of the best hand-eye coordination if you're going to go up and play this game against people, mostly teenagers with, reflexes like a fucking cat. And, that is also an intricate part with any other, contact sport you're going to play. If you don't have hand-eye coordination, you're not going to play because you're going to suck. So, in that aspect, it's very similar to physical sports. There's also the same amount of mental exhaustion or mental fatigue as far as having to think and, outsmart your opponent, which is the same type of fatigue or, things that will be going through your brain as you're playing contact sports. I mean, people have a constant, you know, usually rag on, I'm a big golfer, they usually rag on golf saying, you know, it's not really a sport, you know, there's no team oriented, and, you know, you're not really physically exerting yourself, you're just swinging your club. Which, usually that comes from people that can't play golf worth fucking shit. Golf is probably the hardest sport in the world to play, and play well. I don't think a lot of people would argue with that. It's an extremely hard sport. But, not talking about golf here, talking about Call of Duty. The part that I think everybody's getting hung up on is the fact that it's not really a physical... You're not really physically exerting yourself. It's not a contact sport. Which, in essence, you could say that baseball's really not much of a contact sport either, as long as you take away sliding into home against the catcher. The only three contact sports would be baseball, basketball, no, not baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. And nobody fucking watches hockey, so who the fuck cares about that? I'm not Canadian, nor French, so I skate like a faggot, so I don't watch hockey. I don't really care about hockey, but that's my prerogative, and I don't really post hockey shit on my channel, so I feel perfectly fine saying that. I'm not knocking anybody that likes hockey. I'm just not a fan of it. Do like some of the shots that people take, but other than that, the game to me is boring as fuck. So I mean, I understand there's no like physical contact in Call of Duty. I completely understand that, and a lot of people are having a hard time comparing esports with regular sports, even though they do share a lot of the same characteristics. I don't necessarily think that they should be labeled in the same category. I mean, obviously, you know, they're labeled under the term esports for a reason. It's not like, you know, going up head-to-head against NBA or NFL or shit like that. And that's never going to come to a point, at least not anytime soon, at least not that I see. But to downgrade it or talk down about it as if it's worthless would be a big mistake. As you guys know, it was $1 million tournament that they just played. That's a lot of fucking money for, you know, just, you know, a couple days event. And I even saw some fucking bigger YouTube commentators say, see, it's a lot easier being a YouTube commentator. You know, you don't have to grind to become good. And, well, all that tells me is that you're really not that good at the game, and you're afraid of competition. If you don't strive to be the best in anything you do, why bother doing it? Yeah, there's the fun factor, but I don't comprehend how somebody doesn't want to be good at what they're doing. I would not do it if A, I didn't enjoy it, or B, have a want to become better at it. And it just seems like there's a lot of salty people in the community. There's a lot of people supporting it, a lot more than I thought there was going to be. A lot of people jumped on board, and I was always halfway on board. MLG Dallas is when it really started kicking up for me even more. I mean, these LAN events always make it more, you know, the competitive scene more interesting and fun. But final verdict, I don't think it should be, you know, considered a sport like baseball, basketball, football, but I don't think it should be knocked down a peg as far as what it is. It's just a different type of sport. It's not a contact sport. It's a fucking esport. And get over it. You don't want the money? Show me the fucking money. I'll play for money. Do it right now, bitches. Put some money up. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Peace.